Nikki.
And it's Marcia, and welcome to the LoveChat Podcast.
Well, hello. We are back again to discuss nothing other than Insecure. We're on week 4, or episode 4, week 4, same difference. And in the words of our girl Kelly, look at Lawrence over there looking like a provider.
Girl.
So let's get into it and tell me, did y'all feel like we were low-key losing it this week?
I felt like we were low-key losing it a little bit because, like, losing steam. This was kind of a chill, like, building, I guess, kind of episode, where they're kind of laying some foundations where some of these things will make sense later, but it felt short. I looked up and I was like, dang, it's over already, huh? I didn't feel like we had like any kind of climax in this episode like we have in the last one.
I think because, everyone was saying last week was their, that was the best week. And, anytime you have the best week, you're going to be followed by something a little slower.
Right.
But I definitely felt like we were getting into some low-key losing it situations. Because Molly almost lost, oh boy, Andrew. I think his little...
She losing everything.
Yeah.
A BFF and her boyfriend.
When he pulled up and she was like, just give me until 9 o'clock. And then she looked up and it was 1:45 or 1:42, whatever time it was. I was like, this is not going to work.
Girl, but she woke that boy up though, didn't she?
She did.
Right.
And he will go right on up. But I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good episode. Like you said, it's building on some things.
Right.
But as far as Issa losing it, she done lost her hairliner. I feel so bad.
Yeah.
She lost her hairliner. She lost that water in that apartment.
She was talking about manager, building manager.
When they all showed up at her door, she was like, oh, that was today.
Girl, but can Trina, is her name Trina or Tina? What's her name?
I think it's Trina.
Can she get her little boy? Because he is out of order.
You think it's funny?
Look, he gonna low-key lose it too. Right.
Yes. But let me sidebar. It's so funny seeing her, the Trina character, whatever, play that role. Because she plays in Lena Waithe's other little series called Boomerang. And she's like the church girl.
Oh.
So she's all holier than thou, the church girl. And so to see her in the two different roles is hilarious.
See, I didn't even realize that her as that. Oh, yeah, she is that.
She's the one guy's girlfriend.
Yeah. Because Condola is in Lena Waithe's other show called 20s.
Oh, okay. Oh,
look at all this cross. Yeah, keeping the black actors working.
Exactly.
Work, y'all. Work.
But yeah, so Issa is losing it as far as a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Because it seemed like she's also lost contact with Ponytail, aka Condola, aka Kinu.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, she's not returning her call. She's not.
Right.
And I'm thinking, is this because of the conversation she had with Lawrence?
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what my guess is.
Because when Lawrence was like, we need to, he was like, about that, we need to talk. And then she got the call. I think they might have broke up.
That's what I was thinking, that they either broke up or he was going to tell her he lost his job. Because, since Kelly said he's looking like a provider and all this stuff, I was like, what if that be, because he was having some issues. But I still think it's about Condola. I think that they broke up.
Yeah, because she was like, are you still, like, I feel like she's the one I need to be worried about. Like, if y'all would still be together if she never cheated, right? And we don't know how he answered that question.
Yeah,
or what happened
they kind of left us hanging on that one. Yeah.
But we know he ended up back at home and, on her IG or whatever. So, I don't know.
I think it's kind of interesting. I don't know if Condola is intentionally avoiding Issa. Like, I feel like she
is definitely intentionally. Did you see how many days it had been with the text messages, and Issa had been texting about joking stuff, and then about
this has been a month,
business stuff.
Right, it's been a month. But what I'm saying is, I wonder if she's intentionally trying to sabotage the block party.
Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. Is
because she knows that Issa is flighty and that Issa doesn't get things done. And I feel like she was the balance of that. She was like, okay, we have a deadline at 5. I'm going to make sure we get it done at 5. And this man from the printer is like, hey, I'm calling you. We got to get this thing turned in. Issa's like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. And she's like, I want to get feedback from Ponytail. Ponytail ain't answering. So will Issa forget? Probably, because that's how Issa rolls. You know what I mean?
I think another big thing too that I think Molly did bring up to her, like, okay, you gotta act. Didn't y'all have a contract? Like,
right? Like what?
You're enforcing that, and I guess Condola would have been the one to enforce it, but like, you got a contract.
Correct.
Right. That's what I was trying to figure out who Condola is, because like Molly felt like she was shady anyway. Like she didn't really trust her, and she's like, "Why y'all all buddy?" But I'm trying to figure out. Because Condola seemed like they were meshing, but her and Issa seemed like they were meshing. That was cool. Like, is it really her character just to like ghost her like that and just like
I know
be like that and sabotage her? Because I'm like,
I don't think that she would be that petty to sabotage, but I think that she's kind of
left for a reason. We don't know.
We don't know.
That is true.
We don't know Ponytail.
And also, Ponytail's name ain't on this. It's Issa's name.
Well, I feel like she wouldn't sabotage it to the point of like calling to cancel the headliner, but maybe sabotage it in the point of, okay, girl, you got this. I'm out, because she don't want to be around or see her. Maybe.
Right.
I think it would be Ponytail sabotaging in the format of, I know that this payment is due on the 10th, and today is the 9th, but I'm not going to remind Issa. I'm gonna let her figure that on her own.
And I think the messed up part of this is that she's used some of her own contacts and vouched for Issa and this. And so it's like you're sabotaging Issa, but in some sense you're sabotaging yourself, because a lot of these people, you vouched for Issa for these folks. And so now you're just going to cut loose. Like, what is that about?
Right. And I'm just trying to figure out, because Condola is a professional. So it seems like she cares about being a professional, and why would she sabotage, even if she doesn't like Issa anymore or don't want to be friends? It seems like she would follow through and complete the task and be like, wash your hands up after it's done, because it's only a month left. Like,
right. And then if you guys saw the scene from the next, I'd be looking real hard. I didn't see Condola at the block party.
Right.
At all. That don't mean she's not.
But that doesn't mean she's not there. They probably just did that to keep us on our toes. But yeah.
I don't think she's gonna be there personally. It's I guess it's probably gonna be, if not next episode, the episode afterward. So
I just think that I just don't think it's cool for Condola to ghost Issa like that.
Yeah, no, I don't trust Condoleezza no way. So whatever.
I never trusted her with that ponytail.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are so hard.
Whatever.
We always said it's a little weird. I didn't like how Lawrence was acting either. So, whatever. But
I still think that Lawrence and Issa should be together.
It's hard to figure out who she is, because we only see her interactions. We don't see what she's doing behind the scenes. Like, how sometimes you'll get to see what they're doing, by themselves, but we don't know what she's doing. So we don't know what kind of person she is, other than how she is when she's around Issa and Lawrence. So.
And then what was also weird was Nathan showed up.
She need to use him as her contact too, because he friends with Andrew, since he
I'm mad he called to say, you don't have to call me back. I know I don't need to call you back. Like, what you mean?
I don't know that you want to use him as a contact. Is that really what you want to do?
Because now you opening that door back up.
But he's flaky anyway.
You try to be in my good graces right now. So I would be like, okay, Nathan, talk to Andrew for me. We need Live Nation to help us out. I need a headliner. And then he's going to help. And then you act like you don't know him at the block party. Just like he didn't act like
that would be rude, Nikki.
Well, he ghosted her.
I mean,
payback.
Payback is what it is.
Yes. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord.
Okay.
I hear that. It's going to be ours.
Oh, well, my emotions are not attached. He didn't care about me. I don't care about him. I got what I wanted. Oh.
So let's backtrack a little bit, because you would think that she could talk to her BFF about this with her new boo, but Molly threw the shade again.
Well, she did throw the shade. However, when she called And Molly's face just lit up like, yeah, girl.
Oh, when Molly was at work.
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, girl, we do need to talk this weekend. She's been so crazy. And Issa like, yeah. But do you think you can get Andrew? You know, and I would have felt like, you know, especially because they're going through and they know that they're going through.
They're out of sync.
Somebody needs to talk.
I think Issa understands that they are out of sync. I don't think that she understands just how far out of sync Molly is. Molly is literally treating Issa like she does one of her love relationships, in my opinion. I think that she's way further down the line than Issa is.
Yeah.
And
we saw it at the beginning when they were going to Tiffany's house to see the, baby Simone, and she wouldn't let her get a parking spot.
Now that was shady. I was like, now you know, shady. First of all, you see Issa trying to back into the spot.
Right. We know she can't drive.
You know you're not going to pull straight into a spot because it's a parallel spot.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then she pulls up to pull back in it.
The same way Issa had done. And that was so shady.
That was so shady.
I think Molly is hell-bent on trying to prove Issa in particular wrong with the fact that, yes, I can have a healthy relationship. I can be a great lawyer. I can have a bomb boyfriend. I can do all of these things. I can be here to support my friends, because Issa has said to her repeatedly, like, you keep ruining them. Mm-hmm. And so I think Molly is trying to do whatever she can to save face. It's like, I don't know that she's 110% happy with Andrew. I think she is happy, but I don't know that she's 110% happy with Andrew. And I think she's setting herself up for a little bit of failure in terms of trying to be there, trying to be his girlfriend, trying to balance all these cases.
Right. And so trying to prove Issa wrong.
Right. And so much so that when she was like, so what are we going to do after this? And he was like, oh, I was going to hang out with my boys because I really thought she was going to cancel. Because that's what she had been doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's different than what anybody else would have done had they been repeatedly canceled on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But Molly is having a hard time, and her and Issa are so out of sync that she can't even take a joke. So when Issa made that joke,
right,
about that red table talk,
right,
he was all up in her feelings, and Issa was just making a joke.
I mean, everybody else was laughing like, what Kelly say? I will.
Do it. So.
Kelly.
And they used to have that easy banter. They could just laugh at each other, but now Molly ain't having it.
I also thought that, I was like, I felt a little bit weird about the Tiffany character. They got her in this wig with a clip on it. And they got her drinking, I guess.
That's what I was like, was she drinking wine?
Like, what is she drinking? Like, was it pink lemonade?
But I feel like her wig was like,
yeah, it was real.
It was. I feel like it was intentionally bad because
because she was kind of going through. Yeah,
so I'm like, so what's gonna be?
She was losing it.
Right,
losing it. Right.
Yeah.
And he was trying to get her to come up there. She was saying the stuff that happened in a hospital and.
Just, like Serena, them blood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did think it was funny when Lawrence and what's the husband's name? Derek were talking over the crib. I thought that was hilarious. And the baby.
I didn't know if that might have been a precursor too for maybe what's going on with Lawrence and Condola, because he was just like, the baby wasn't planned, and I was like, is this?
Is that a precursor for Lawrence
like
and Condola
being pregnant?
Yeah.
Or is that a precursor to him finding out that baby ain't his because Tiffany cheated on him?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I never saw that.
There's
we were playing a baby this early. We was playing on 2 years later, so it was really. Yeah. I was like, that is a nugget right there. It's something.
That's gonna come back for somebody.
Yeah. So. I'm like, well, we got a lot that's got to happen in these last 4 episodes or 3 episodes, whatever. I'm like, I need to know what's gonna happen.
It's 10 episodes this time, right? So we got 6.
It's 10
we got 6 more. Okay. Well, we need the low-key.
Their cliffhangers be treacherous, and I pray that it's not another 2 years before this comes back again.
We don't know, but they did get greenlit for season 5, so.
Yes. But again, all these people are booked and busy, so we don't know when they're gonna be able to convene.
Exactly.
Because everybody's backed up with the
quarantining with Corona, right?
Exactly. Right. Their projects getting pushed back, all their projects. So
everybody's projects are pushed back.
Right.
We'll see. I mean, we talked about it a little bit that Tyler Perry has his folks coming back. So we'll start to see people slowly get back, I guess. See how that goes. But yeah, I mean, this episode, it was good. It wasn't,
it was kind of slow moving for me. So
yeah, but like we said, it was building blocks, I think. With Molly saying that she's putting Andrew first.
Yeah, that's what I was like. That was interesting.
Very interesting.
She's trying to prove it. She's trying to prove that point.
But did y'all think that Issa was wrong? I know, Marcia, you was kind of like,
about what?
Molly to get her, Andrew to get her headliner.
No, I don't think she was wrong about asking her. No, I mean that's her best friend. So like, if that were me, I would ask. I think the way that she asked and kind of came at her, especially with them being so out of sync.
She did not know that Molly was going through the stuff that Molly's been going through. So if she hasn't communicated that to Issa, Issa knows that they're off, but she's like, we're not so off that this is the biggest career move that I'm making in my life. Yeah. I'm asking you for this one thing because you the one that don't want me working with Condola.
Right.
And so I'm asking you to help me. And then you gonna late night call me talking about I'm not gonna do that. That's just so shady.
But when Molly had said too, when she was talking with what's the girl, Tiffany, and she was saying, but when her stuff starts to go south and go sour, she's gonna rope me back. She's gonna rope me in to basically help her out. And I guess maybe that's how she felt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see that too. I really hope at some point they have some type of conversation, because if you feel like Issa's that much of a pull on you, I mean, they both have played off of each other for years.
And I don't think that it would have been a problem any other time, right? But she's taking everything personally.
Yeah, they're about to have a blow up. They might have it at the block party. It's about to be.
It's definitely gonna be a blow up coming.
Yeah, it's coming for sure. I hate that. I hate that so much.
I know.
But it's an issue when they're talking to their other friends, and not talking to each other.
What did she say anything about me? And they're like, no.
Right.
Because they're not talking to, they need to be talking to each other instead of trying to ask other people. But,
right.
Yeah. Their communication is all out of whack.
Yeah.
I know.
Favorite scenes from the show though is when Issa was trying to call everybody she knew, and when she thought about messaging Beyonce.
Girl, talking about she dying. I was oh my God.
Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Right.
But the sad thing is, when I watched it the first time, I don't think I had my glasses on, and I was watching it, so I couldn't see. I seen she was typing Beyonce, but I couldn't see what she was typing. So when I rewatched it, I was up close.
Okay.
And she said she was dying.
Right. And then she was like, this is a bad idea.
Yeah. But when she started calling people like, hey.
That was hilarious.
Oh, you saved?
Girl, God is good.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
That was so funny.
It was so Issa. But wait a minute. What about Mirror B? When she was talking to her mirror friend.
Yeah.
Girl. What? She was like, I got problems too.
Right. She had to look NW for you today.
She was like, oh, I do have an attitude.
I do have an attitude. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then later on, she was like, girl, you want to talk? She was like, I just want to take a shower. And oops, the water still ain't working.
Issa in that apartment building. Oh my God. But girl, this show is so clever and funny. You have to watch it more than once because it's so many little.
You miss things.
Yes, because when all those people were coming in, I heard the dude come in and say, me and the dog that I don't have.
That he don't have.
Right. But then it was some other stuff that was being said that I was like, dang, I didn't even hear that the first time when all those people were coming in her apartment, girl. She was like, wait, you live here?
The other thing that I think is really interesting when you watch it a couple times is you hear how the music matches so well everything. I was watching something with Raphael Sadiq where he was talking very specifically about Insecure and just curating the music and how, you know, he gets to watch everything obviously ahead of time to match up the soundtrack to each episode. And it's, he's just such a genius. But I love the music from Insecure. I mean, I listen to it after every episode. Somebody puts up a Spotify or Apple Music something, and the music is just so good, and it matches so great with each scene.
Right.
So
Yeah,
the show is so.
I know we better have a banging playlist after this block party.
For real. I'm like, I wonder who the person is that she's gonna get. I'm excited about that.
Me too.
Who do you think it could be?
Mustard that she was DMing?
I think it's gonna be him. I think
it's gonna be DJ Mustard. But I'm like, who could it be? Because she was trying to get Schoolboy Q. So is she gonna end up with somebody on the same level as Schoolboy Q, or somebody
because then it's big on the West Coast. That's why I think that, you know, gonna be.
But then I'm like, is this what about Jadena?
Oh yeah.
Because after the first episode, he was talking to Molly in the comments for that little after party, and he was like,
but
I just want to get
you. He wasn't.
I know, but what I'm saying, but what if he's coming back as, like, you know what I'm saying? What if he is the artist? Or maybe he's developed into some other character? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, the Cosby Show was notorious for it in different worlds, so it could happen.
Yeah.
Or maybe Molly might come through for her girl.
I don't think so, because did you see the scene?
Too, but
did you see the scenes from the next where she was like, I don't even want to go?
I think it's gonna be nice.
She said, what do you wear to a block party in January? He was like, we're in LA.
Like the same thing you always wear.
I'm so over Molly at this point. I'm so over her.
Nathan or Daniel. What's that boy named Daniel? Because, you know, he was an up and coming artist. But
I think that's done.
Yeah. But I think Nathan.
Daniel.
I wonder if
maybe Nathan though.
He called for a reason. He's going to pop up.
But I wonder if it'll be Kelly, like, oh yeah, girl, you didn't know that Beyonce was my fourth cousin and we hang out all the time. Like,
girl, for real.
Something like that.
Real.
Yeah.
I love Kelly. Girl, when she was in there with the baby talking about, if you don't smile, I'm not going to pay for your college or something, she said. If you don't say Kelly, that's what she said. If you don't say Kelly, I'm not going to pay for your college.
Right.
Kelly is crazy and it's my favorite. And I really want her to have her own spinoff. But I love Kelly.
But she's
more
just
Kelly,
like the sprinkle. Kelly. I know, but I love that because I think if it is constant, it might be too much. So I love that they sprinkle her.
Maybe that's what it is, because I always want more Kelly every episode. I'm glad to see them more, because I felt like last season we didn't see her or Tiffany as much, and I'm glad to see them all together. It's tough because they try to put so much into 30 minutes.
So that's my favorite.
Right, but did you check Tiffany? I mean, did you check Kelly's face when Tiffany was talking about her married and her friends with babies and how
they always worried about appearance?
Girl, and Kelly was like, because you know how they did her at the baby show.
I'm just glad that Tiffany had the baby.
Yeah.
Because I felt like we were waiting for 42 years for her to have the baby.
Look, it took a long time, a couple of seasons.
I was like, this baby done filled out a lot to be a quote unquote a month old. Holding her head up and everything. Okay, baby Simone.
The baby's room was beautiful though. Oh, love it. And shout out to their house too, because it's beautiful.
Girl.
Yeah.
But she already had the little necklace on talking about MILF.
I saw that.
It's probably like a push gift.
Oh my gosh.
It's probably a push gift. You have all kind of stuff lined up before you had a baby.
Girl. And then she was like, don't get her riled up. I only like her when she chill. I'm like, what?
But she said, I love her though. I love her.
Oh my gosh, she is a whole mess.
It's a lot. I mean, she probably is going through, especially everything that she said she went through at the hospital, and probably having a little bit of postpartum depression. So they may touch on some of that.
That's what I was thinking. They might touch on that.
But I do want to know, was she drinking some wine and pumping the milk that Kelly wanted to drink?
Had she finished pumping, then drank? Because that's what some people do. After you pump, you might be able to have a little sip of something.
So maybe. As Kelly want to taste the breast milk.
Yeah.
She was like, Kelly, just say you want to taste it.
Go ahead and taste it. Most people drink it.
Pumping milk.
Well,
all right. Are we all talked out?
We good? We good?
I think we got it all.
I think we hit
everything. It just wasn't a ton that happened.
It wasn't.
Yeah, but it just wasn't a lot that happened. So
I definitely think they're about to break up, though. Y'all might get y'all wish.
Condola and Lawrence. I think so.
Oh yeah, she's temporary. I mean,
I think Andrew and Molly gonna be together for a little while.
Okay,
we'll see.
And I also would like to add Asian. Well, as you call him, Asian Bay. He Andrewed me. Them white socks gots to go. Girl, I was like, him and these white socks, I can't take it. I hate white socks. Girl, look next time at his socks.
I saw them socks. I noticed it.
I ain't paid no attention. I have no idea. Now I'm gonna be looking all up and through. I'm about to go watch it again.
Right. And then it was white socks with white shoes. I was like, oh, it was so.
I did notice that. I was like, okay.
They was pulled up like tube socks.
Yeah, they was pulled up. I was like,
I haven't gotten a chance to watch it a second time yet. And then I watched it after The Last Dance. So I'm pretty sure I probably did miss a couple things. So I need to go back and watch.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all thought this episode was a little slow and boring, but it was still good. Buildable.
I don't think it was boring, but it was definitely
slow and
uneventful, right? Yep.
A few events, just not as many.
Right. But anyway.
Yeah. All right, ladies, that's gonna do it for this chit chat with the LoveChat Podcast. I want to remind all of our listeners to please follow us on all social media platforms at the LoveChat Podcast, and don't forget to like, rate, subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. Just click that little button and review. Until next time.
Bye.